Okay, so the key with these U substitution problems is to try and find some part of the expression where when I take its derivative, the derivative is also present. And normally the part of the expression you're letting be U is like contained in some power or contained in some square root or contained in some other function. So it looks like sine being raised to the sixth power, that my U should be sine of x. Okay. We'll go with that. We can always revisit this if this doesn't help us out, because there is definitely more than one way to integrate most integrals. So you're not always destined to fail if you pick the wrong U, but we're just going to pick sine of x equals U. And then I'm going to try and find a way to replace everything in this integral involving something from this relationship. So the sine of the x to the sixth power, right? Because sine of the sixth x is the same thing as saying sine of x to the sixth power. So I can replace this whole thing with u to the sixth power. So now I'm going to have to figure out how to replace cosine of x, dx, and then the 3 is just going to stay. So if I integrate both sides of this relationship, I get, with respect to x, du dx equals derivative of sine is cosine. And then the very next step, I often skip this step when I do this, but I just multiply both sides by dx. So I always just jump to this part. Du equals cosine of x dx. So now I can replace cosine of x dx, this whole thing, with just du. So if I rewrite this integral, this is going to be 3 times u, which is sine x, to the sixth power, and cosine x dx just becomes du. That's a really easy integral, 3u to the sixth. So now when I integrate that, this is going to be u to the seventh divided by 7 plus c. And then the last step is just to take u and replace it with what we originally let u be, which is sine x. So this is going to be 3/7 sine of x to the seventh power plus c. Or if you want, you can make it a little nicer and kind of write it the way they have here. This is 3/7 sine to the seventh x plus c. And the easiest way to check these things is to take the derivative of this thing. Take the derivative of this thing with the chain rule. 7 will come down. That'll cancel with this. We're left with 3 sine to the sixth x times the derivative of sine, which is cosine. So we'll get the original.